Hey guys, First Bill Comic Book University and Weapon X issue number 3. Now, several really cool things in here, one of which, when Logan and Sabretooth are sitting in a diner, and first off, yeah, I love seeing these two working together. I cannot express enough how much I love seeing these two guys working together, reluctantly or otherwise. It's the absolute hands-down best. This is just the best storyline ever, that they've got these two working together. I don't care what's happening in the story. That aside, we see that they're talking, they're seeing these two guys come close to the diner. They're trying to track Wolverine and Sabretooth, Old Man Logan and Sabretooth. And at one point, Sabretooth says something very interesting. He says they've got more adamantium inside of them than we do. Now, that's actually very interesting because there was a lot of speculation for the longest time that after the Scarlet Witch's manipulations of reality and returning everybody to their original forms, that's what it was stated, like after the inversion, that perhaps Sabretooth had lost his adamantium lacing. Now, here we get to see that, nope, he still has his adamantium laced bones. Mind you, it's not quite as good as Wolverine's. It's the same, except that he doesn't have the adamantium continuations for the cartilage. Obviously can't go over top of the cartilage because then it wouldn't be able to move, or the sinews. But we do get to see, so that means that he could be ripped apart like Old Man Logan, or excuse me, like Hulk vs. Wolverine in the Ultimate Universe. This Wolverine can't necessarily be ripped apart, but this Sabretooth can. Anyway, that aside, so we get to see how smart Sabretooth is, and we've seen how smart he is before. We've seen him hack into databases and whatnot, but we get to see that sometimes he's got plans that Wolverine doesn't, and Wolverine's got plans that he doesn't, which is just one of the reasons why I love seeing these two working together instead of just playing tag, birthday tag with each other, trying to rip out each other's throat. They go and buy some heavy equipment. The woman says you're going to need an awful lot of paperwork, and I really hate the idea of this, but I do know from news stories alone that, yes, this kind of thing does happen. She needs paperwork filled out. And so Sabretooth has, of course, a lot of paper on him, money, and this is all the paper you need, he says. Yep, so later on, you get to see Sabretooth with heavy weapons. And the reason why you get to see that is because they go back and they start trying to track down, and this is exactly what I thought. They point out how they're really on a limited budget, specifically speaking about the new Weapon X program. They're on a limited budget. They've got to be, because they're taking rental cars, commercial rental cars, as opposed to just flying in. While Sabretooth had certain ideas that I didn't think about, Logan had the idea that I did think about. Find out all the information you can from the rental car database. Hello! So that's exactly what they go and do at one point. And I like the stupid little onomatopoeias, the typity type thing, and also the little jokes that they do on each other. Guys, I know this comic gets a lot of flack from a lot of people. You will not hear that from me. I am so in love with this comic. Greg Pak, I shouldn't have to promote this guy, all right? This guy is just, he's hands down, he knows what he's doing, and he makes incredible stories. And anybody who's going to talk about how the art isn't that great, listen, Greg Land, Ibrahim Robertson, I don't want to hear about it. Okay, these are awesome artists, and I know everybody says, oh, the faces aren't so good. Wrong. Sorry, my opinion. I love the grandfather faces on these guys. They actually look like old people, especially Old Man Logan, which is kind of what they're supposed to look like. Sorry guys, I completely disagree with all those critics who say that they don't like the art or the faces. This is a fantastic comic book, and I'm not going anywhere. So what happens is they go after Domino. Now, Domino gets to do a bunch of cool things. We get to see a bunch of her cool moves. We don't get to see as much as I think that we could have. Here's the one complaint I have with this is that at one point, like, okay, well, what about her luck powers? How does that work? And then she does something like flipping on the mast of the little boat that she's got, the little schooner, and the one guy's like, oh, I don't see a whole lot of interest. Oh, and he's like shocked, but I didn't actually see that conveyed in the picture as well as I think that I could have, which that would have actually made a big impression on me if they could have done something like that. This is the first time a lot of people are going to be exposed to Domino. Remember, she hasn't really been particularly popular since the X Factor comics, both versions for the most part. But Yeah, so Domino, basically, she's able to take these guys down with the help of Logan and Sabretooth. Sabretooth has an anti-vehicle weapon that's able to take these guys out, and then they self-destruct, of course. So although she's big time on mercenary thing, they cost her $250,000 contract. So yeah, she decides that I'm going to help you guys out to take these guys down. And that's perfect, because I was genuinely thinking to myself, it's one thing that they've got. Oh, also, they're going to be incorporating the flight powers. These are Model E for these Weapon X program robots, the cyborgs that they're doing. They're actually planning on implementing Warpath's flight ability and several other abilities into the Model Fs, which should be coming out soon. And they decided that, what? More than just the idea of getting the luck powers, because I think that is, I said if they got a hold of Warpath, and that was really bad, but if they get a hold of Domino, that's it. It's pretty much ended. Like, what are they going to do? Go back to the Mojoverse and try and find Longshot and try and counteract it like that? Like, there's no way. There's no way. So the idea that now they said we need strength. More than anything else, we need strength. So this particular comic is going to be continued in the Totally Awesome Hulk issue number 19. Guys, if you even remotely like this comic, I guess that all of a sudden the sales of the Totally Awesome Hulk are going to increase by a lot. Because, this is looking really good. And I'm totally going to go over and grab that. Last Totally Awesome Hulk, or actually the only Totally Awesome Hulk comic that I ever bought was actually the crossover with MU, because I thought it was actually a pretty incredible comic. And I reviewed that. But yeah, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing, and it gets nothing less than an A. I love how they pulled this off, and I can't wait to see more. I wish that this would come out a little bit more often, just saying. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.